In the early 20th century, the bustling city of Delhi was gripped by fear as reports of a man-eating tiger began to spread. This fearsome predator terrorized the city's outskirts, claiming the lives of numerous victims and eluding all attempts to capture or kill it. The man-eating tiger of Delhi left a chilling mark on the city's history, becoming one of the most notorious man-eaters in India's colonial past. This narrative explores the events surrounding the tiger's reign of terror, the efforts to stop it, and the impact it had on the people of Delhi.
Tigers have long been a part of India's natural landscape, revered in its culture but also feared for their strength and predatory instincts. While human-wildlife conflict was not uncommon in colonial India, cases of man-eating tigers were especially alarming. A tiger that had turned to hunting humans was a grave danger, as they became increasingly bold and unpredictable, often venturing close to settlements in search of prey. The man-eating tiger of Delhi first appeared in the early 1920s, at a time when the city was rapidly expanding, pushing the boundaries of human habitation into previously wild areas. This expansion, along with deforestation and hunting, disrupted the natural habitats of tigers, leading some to prey on livestock and, tragically, humans. The tiger that came to be known as the man-eater of Delhi was particularly feared because it struck in areas near the city, where such attacks were unexpected.
The terror began when reports surfaced of a series of deadly attacks on villagers and laborers working on the outskirts of Delhi. Witnesses described how the tiger would strike suddenly, often at dusk or dawn, dragging its victims into the surrounding forests. The attacks were swift, brutal, and left the population terrified. The tiger was cunning, avoiding populated areas during the day, and only coming out to hunt under the cover of darkness. The tiger's ability to blend into the environment and avoid detection made it a ghostly figure in the minds of the people. Attempts to track it down were met with frustration, as the animal seemed to vanish without a trace after each attack. Fear spread through the villages near Delhi, with people too afraid to go out at night or venture far from their homes. The threat of the tiger disrupted daily life, and farmers, laborers, and villagers felt trapped in their own homes, knowing that the predator could strike at any time. As the death toll mounted, local authorities and hunters began organizing efforts to track and kill the tiger. However, hunting a man-eater was no easy task. The tiger's natural camouflage, its ability to move silently through dense brush, and its keen instincts made it an elusive target. Several organized hunts failed, and the fear of the tiger continued to grow.
The authorities eventually called upon skilled hunters from both India and Britain to deal with the menace. Tiger hunting had been a popular activity among British officers and Indian royalty, but man-eaters were a different challenge. Not only were they more dangerous, but they also required careful strategy and patience. The hunter who was ultimately tasked with tracking the man-eating tiger of Delhi was Colonel Jim Corbett, one of India's most renowned big-game hunters and conservationists. Corbett, famous for his ability to track and kill man-eaters, was known for his deep understanding of tigers and his respect for wildlife. He recognized that man-eating tigers often turned to humans out of desperation, usually due to injury, old age, or a loss of natural prey. Corbett's methods were methodical, and he used his knowledge of tiger behavior to anticipate the animal's movements. Corbett set out on what would become one of his most challenging hunts. The tiger had become increasingly bold, and its territory seemed to shift, making it difficult to predict where it would strike next. Using reports from survivors and local villagers, Corbett began to piece together the pattern of the tiger's attacks, determining that it had likely been wounded or displaced, forcing it to rely on humans for food. After weeks of painstaking tracking, Corbett finally managed to corner the tiger in a dense forest area near Delhi. The final encounter was tense, as man-eating tigers were known to be particularly dangerous when confronted. In a climactic moment, Corbett took down the tiger, ending its reign of terror.
With the death of the man-eating tiger of Delhi, the immediate threat to the region was eliminated, but the memory of its attacks lingered for years. The tiger was believed to have killed dozens of people during its rampage, and the relief felt by the local population was immense. For many, the tiger's death represented a return to normalcy after months of living in fear. The tiger itself became the subject of much speculation. Some believed that the animal had been injured, possibly by a hunter or in a territorial fight, which had led to its predatory behavior toward humans. Others pointed to the rapid urbanization and deforestation occurring around Delhi, which had displaced many wild animals, leaving them without their natural habitats or prey. Colonel Jim Corbett, who had killed several other man-eaters during his lifetime, became even more famous for his exploits. However, Corbett's experiences hunting man-eaters also led him to become one of India's earliest conservationists. He recognized that the shrinking habitats of tigers and other wildlife were causing increased human-wildlife conflicts, and he advocated for the protection of India's forests and wildlife reserves. The legacy of the man-eating tiger of Delhi remains a part of India's colonial history. The story serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between human expansion and the natural world, and the dangers that arise when that balance is disrupted.
The man-eating tiger of Delhi left a mark on the history and folklore of the region, becoming one of the most infamous predators of its time. While the terror it caused was undeniable, the story of the tiger also highlights the complex relationship between humans and wildlife in India. The tale of the tiger's rampage and its eventual end at the hands of Jim Corbett remains a powerful example of how human expansion and environmental disruption can lead to tragic conflicts between people and animals. Today, efforts to conserve tiger populations and their habitats serve as a lasting legacy to the lessons learned from such encounters.